Hey, what's up, guys? Jason here. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, today I'm really excited about this video. I got my boy Kevin here with
What's up,
me,
guys? Hey,
and if you guys might have remember him, I had him on in the past with his pain wall video. But yeah, I just want to have him on and just share his story. He also has a background with Kratom, and yeah, I know his story and where he's at. It's just gonna bless you guys. So, with that being said, I'll just let him take it from here. Yeah.
hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so just like Jason said, I have a history with kratom, and it's at first when you first start using kratom, if you're not using it to come off of other opioids or whatever, you're just using it just to get high, basically, right, and just like feel good, which it does, right, and when you first start using it, you kind of, use it a little bit here and there, you use it to do this, use it to that, like just to kind of chill out. And then eventually you're starting to like really want to crave it more and crave it more. And then you have it, for the first couple of years, you're just kind of like having it so often, but what happened with me is like, it basically just turned into this 24/7 thing. I was using it all day, every day. I couldn't even sleep without it. I couldn't even go more than 3 hours without, coming down from it, and so at first, it feels good and you have fun when you're doing it, right? But then eventually what happens, you build a tolerance to it, and then you find yourself just chasing the anxiety that you're coming down, you're withdrawing from it every few hours, so then eventually you just find yourself just chasing that withdrawal symptom and not actually getting high from it anymore, and then you're taking more and more and more of it, and then eventually it just makes you sick, and just about 3 months ago, I got sick. The heat from the summertime started making me sick because my body had no internal energy in it left either, because I wasn't eating enough food. I wasn't taking care of myself on the inside. I was just using the kratom to keep me going, and then eventually, like I said, like the heat, your body needs energy inside of it to keep itself cool. And since I didn't have any internal energy inside of me, my body started getting sick, and I started getting like really sick. Um, yeah, and then it just basically just got to a point to where after, I don't know how many years, 3 years of using it all day, I just, I wanted to come off of it for probably a year and a half. And I knew that it was in a really bad place with it, but it was just really hard because, like I said, every few hours I would start coming down from it, and I would start having really bad anxiety, and so just like I kept it on me all the time, and just in a jar, and I would just sip it, every few hours, and just, drinking it all day. And now, and it's been about 3 months since I started like cutting it out. The first 2 months were just kind of back and forth with it a little bit, and then the past month now has been completely, free of it. But it has been complete hell, honestly. Like it has been, I don't know. I don't know. It's just hard to describe. Like your anxiety is like so sensitive, and like you just like you can't do anything anymore with like almost not feel anything. You just like almost don't feel anything, like everything's just so like blended together, and you feel like you're in the twilight zone, and like you just feel like the world is ending. You feel like you're dying, and yeah, you just feel like it's the end, basically, and it's really hard to deal with. I was having some heart problems too. Like I was having really bad, heart problems, really bad blood pressure coming off of it. Like, resting heart rate was really high, lots of chest pains and like palpitations from the anxiety. And I basically would lay down, during the day. I was not, on the kratom, so I was withdrawing during the day, which just sucked. It was just that all I wanted to do all day was reach for the kratom. I wanted to reach for something to take off the edge, just this deep itch inside of my body that I could not scratch unless I took something like some kratom. Other people take alcohol, whatever it is they use to take the edge off. The kratom was my drug of choice, and that's all I wanted to do all day. And like it was really hard to not do that, and I pushed through it, and then at night when I would lay down at bed, I had really bad insomnia too, so I didn't sleep for I don't know, who knows how long, but it starts driving you crazy when you go without sleep. It makes it even harder, But then I would lay down at night, and I would lay, and my heart would just race, and my chest would just kill me, and I thought that I was going to have a heart attack in my sleep. I had a few friends last year that died in their sleep from heart attacks. So that was the only thing that I could think about when I laid down in bed at night. So then I couldn't sleep, you know? And so just this like cycle back and forth, and I still am not even past it, you know? I'm still like not doing well right now, you know? Like I'm still struggling, but the things that are helping me is like doing stuff helps, you know? Like trying to keep myself going, you know, like riding my bike helped earlier, coming out and hanging out with Jason, we just had dinner, you know, that helped, or lunch, going to work and working on people, you know. The worst thing is just to sit, you know, just sit around, you know, and that's a really hard thing to do, is like when you don't really have much to do, and winter's coming up, you know, so I'm glad that I was able to do this before the winter time, because I don't think I would have been able to handle it in the winter, you know, because I can at least go outside right now, you know, and like do that stuff. But yeah, you know, I'm in this place right now where like I don't really feel, I don't know if I'm not really craving it anymore, to take the edge off, you know. Like I'm just like, I don't think like I have that like itch anymore. What I'm feeling right now is I'm just not sure, you know. I just like I don't know, there's lots of other things going on too. It's like I take testosterone, and sometimes that can, you know, you can have crashes from that. And so on top of the withdrawals from the Kratom, I feel like I'm kind of having crashes from that too. But with back to the Kratom stuff, I definitely feel like I know it's not over yet, but I think I'm not like reaching for it anymore, you know. I'm not reaching for it and like want that to take the edge off. All I'm dealing with now is just really bad anxiety, you know, of like doing stuff that I used to do before when I'd take the Kratom for it, and like it would make me feel really good, you know. And so now I feel like it's just this like exhaustion, and healing is what basically where I'm at right now. Is I just need to heal my body from the lack of nutrients and the lack of sleep and the excessive, you know, just being alive and not resting, you know, the lack of rest that I didn't give it for the past few years, using the Kratom and keeping me going. So
what, Kevin, what made you make this decision to let the Kratom go?
Basically just it started kind of making me sick, I think, you know. Like that's kind of what it was, is like I started taking it and it just like, it wouldn't make me sick, like want to throw up. It like made, like I crashed a few months ago, like really bad. I was like, you know, I thought I was dying, you know, and like I knew for a long time that I wanted to cut it out, but I just had a really hard time doing it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this last time, I just, like I said, I was like taking it, and I don't know, I just got sick from it, like worse than just like not feeling very good, like sick, like in my head, and like, you know.
Yeah, I want to point out too some things. You're deciding, on top of like quitting this Kratom, you're deciding to face things that you were running from in the past. You're deciding to be real with yourself, with your family and relationships, and you're letting things come out, and just being real and being vulnerable and letting yourself heal internally, as well as through this substance use. Like you're really just wanting to get it all out there and just be who God designed you to be, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I was hiding it for a long time, you know, and people thought I was drinking, like they asked what I was drinking, I'd tell them it's like digestive enzymes, like green drink. Like for real, like I had this bottle on me all the time, and like all my clients, they would ask me like, what is that? I was like, oh, just some stomach stuff, you know, like when really it was a Kratom, you know, it was this drug I was getting high off, you know, all day. And like but yeah, man, I just got, you know, I was hiding it, and I got to a point to where like I just want to be myself naturally, you know, and kind of try and get myself back to where I was, you know, quite a few years ago. But yeah, I just went through some trauma, and I've been numbing the trauma out, like a couple breakups, a divorce, custody battle, like just lots of stuff that was really hard for me to deal with on my own. And I started reaching out for the Kratom to cover it up, because it made me feel good and it made me numb it out, right? And so what I've been, and I didn't face that stuff, you know. I wasn't going and figuring that stuff. Even the gym, you know, I even used the gym to kind of cover that stuff up, you know. And like, and so just through the years, all this anxiety and all this like mental health stuff just kept building up and building up and building up and building up, and I was just shoving it back into this hole. you know, and I've just realized that, like, holy cow, like, I'm in that hole right now. That hole that I've been pushing all the trauma and pain and stuff into with the kratom, like, now I'm in that hole. And so now I'm trying to dig all that stuff out, and I'm trying to kind of figure this out on, you know, without that stuff, because it was only making things worse, you know. It was only making my health worse. It was not making anything better. I thought it was, but, you know, that it just was making things worse, you know. And now this is where I'm at, and I really am trying to lean into God, and I just having faith in Him, and, you know, it really, you know, it's in His hands right now, you know, and I know that He definitely is trying to teach me a lesson right now, but it's not just about me, you know, it's about everyone out there that's new to this kratom stuff. You know, kratom is not very popular. I've been to probably 10 doctors in the past 3 months, and not one of them knew what kratom was. And so there's not a lot of smart people that know what kratom is and the side effects, and it's just, you know, it's dangerous, you know. And I have a feeling that kratom right now is in this place to where, like, cigarettes were back in the day, when, like, all the doctors were prescribing kratom, you know, like, oh yeah, kratom's, or prescribing cigarettes. You know, like, doctors are actually prescribing cigarettes to people, telling them to smoke. People were smoking on planes and smoking in buildings, like, everyone was smoking, right? And now, after years and years later, they realize, like, how dangerous smoking actually is, you know. And I feel like that's where kratom is at right now. Kratom is kind of in this beginning stages of, like, people, like, thinking of how amazing it is and blah, blah, blah. And there's this us out here who've had really, really hard times with it. And we're trying to spread the word, like, look, like, yes, kratom is amazing at first, but be careful with it. You know, it can be a really, really bad thing, you know. And so we are the advocates, you know, for this kratom stuff on the negative side of it, you know. And there's not a lot of us out here, you know. There's a lot more people, I feel like, right now that are, because they're high on kratom, right? So they feel good. So of course they're going to talk good about it, you know. And then
they're going to defend it.
Yeah, they defend it.
And, you know, with that being said, it's good. I use kratom to get off of opiates and painkillers, and kratom's definitely a better option than being on heroin or hooked on painkillers, and it's for sure saved people's lives. But look at me, I use this to get off painkillers, and then I got hooked on it for 3 years, you know. So it's not as innocent as it's painted out to be, you know. And Kevin, he got started not even just recreationally, right?
Yeah.
You know,
they sell it at the nutrition store as, like, mood enhancement and, like, energy booster, you know. And it's an herb, you know, it's a plant. You know, it's not like this drug you get, you know, and so you don't even think twice about it. And next thing you know, you're buying kilos of it and drinking it all day, just chasing this, like, you know, this high that you got once in the beginning. And, you know, and just for people who are really have addictive personalities, you know, it's a really scary thing, you know, because I've been opening up about it the past, you know, few weeks. And I've learned that, like, my best friend from the Navy, who I still talk to, he's been addicted to it for 6 years, you know, and he's been having so much problems with it. And I didn't even know that, you know. And, like, I've had 3 or 4 other people that have opened up to me about it too, you know. And I've had a few people that have told me that they were addicted to it and they made it past it. And they said that, you know, it took them a long time to get past it, like a year or something, you know. Like, it's not an easy process, you know, and it's scary to think that way. It really is very intimidating to think, like, holy crap, like, this is going to take a really long time, you know. It's like, I haven't had it for 4 weeks, you know, and I got another, you know, year ahead of me of healing and journey to do, and, like, and without the kratom. But then there's also a lot of other things too that I need to process and, like, get through too, you know. But it's just one part of, you know, one part of everything. So
yeah, but that's what's nice, is now you're deciding to process this instead of put a mask on it, because kratom or any other substance that we use to cope, it doesn't help fix or cope anything. It just makes us feel better, and it actually makes us weaker, right? So now you're giving yourself a chance to face and handle these things, process these things, and just be a lot more healthy, you know, physically and internally.
Yes. And right now, it's the anxiety is the biggest thing, you know. And, like, it's not an anxiety around, like, it, like I said earlier, it's not an anxiety of, like, itching and wanting to reach for the kratom to make me feel better. It's just, I think what it is right now, it's like everything from the heat to eating to sleeping to exercise. Like, I get so much anxiety around starting it, and then once I actually start it and do it, and I feel better, like, after it, you know. But it's just, it's a weird different anxiety than I had in the past few weeks. Like, And so now it's just like this, you know, I'm exhausted and like, yeah, man, it's a journey I would wish upon no one. And if you're out there, you know, struggling with it, just keep trying. And you want to quit, just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, and eventually, you know, it will happen. And it's not going to be easy, you know, and it's going to take a long time, but reach out for people. Start, you know, if there's anyone around you that you know you're close to, like, say something, you know, like at least say something to them, you know, start the process, because there's a lot of people who are ashamed of it and they don't talk about it, you know, you know, and, you know, like, reach out to your, you know, at least anyone, you know, someone, if you can, you know. And I didn't do that for a long time, you know. There was only one person in my life who knew that I was using it and knew that I was addicted to it and that it was a problem, but she just, you know, she didn't judge me for it. She didn't really say much about it or like make it a hard time about it, you know. But you know, she supports me through it, you know, and has helped me a lot get through it. But there was a lot of people I was hiding it from too, you know. And once I started opening up about it and telling everyone, you know, it definitely makes it different, you know. I don't know, I mean, it probably does help, you know. I mean, it does help a little bit, but you're still gonna suffer, you know. I'm not gonna lie, it still is gonna be really hard, you know. But that's just part of the healing process, is opening up about it.
It just frees you, like, because it's bottled in, it's secret, and it just, when you let it out, there's a verse in James that says, confess your sins to one another that you may be healed. So that really just opens up that healing process and gets things at least started.
Yes. Yeah. And just, man, I don't know, just, like I said, just stay strong. And I'm at a point where I feel like I'm kind of past the withdrawals I said, but now it's the relapse part. Just don't go back to it, you know. Like, don't think that you can go back and control it. Right? Because that's something I also had a few people reach out to me like, man, I quit for 3 months, and then you know, I thought that I could stay strong and control it again and just have it like every once in a while, but nope, they're right back on the wagon 24/7 again, having it all day every day, and their life is all fucked up from it now, you know. And so just, yeah, reach out. Even treatment, there's some treatment centers that are actually will accept you for Kratom now too, though, you know. So there are substance abuse, you know, places. If you're a veteran, you can reach out to addictive recovery services, and, you know, for the most part, you can almost get free care through them, through the veteran, through the VA, you know. There's also lots of other addictive recovery services out there and treatment centers that will help you, you know, if you reach out to them and you say something to them, you know. And the big thing with this stuff, if you can, is changing your whole life. That's a big thing about recovery, is if they say is a step to recovery is changing your whole life, right? And so it's like, that's not possible for a lot of people, you know. I realize that, you know, your job, your kids, whatever, your family, whatever it is. But if you're in a position where you can kind of change things, you know, I definitely recommend trying that out, you know, because things can be triggers, you know. People you used to hang out with and you use it with, you know, they can be triggers, whatever it is, you know. But definitely just reach out for help. Don't do it on your own, you know. There's lots of people out there that don't know about it, but there is also lots of people that do know about it, you know, and they are in the recovery, addiction, Alcoholics Anonymous, whatever it is, AA, LNOs, just everything and anything. Like, just start getting yourself out there and start talking about it and start opening up, and it can definitely help. So,
Amen, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you for your time, bro. And you guys keep Kevin in your prayers, man. He's going through the fire right now, and I'm so proud of you, bro, for real, man. And I know, like, you're tapping into this strength that you didn't even know you might have had, man. And God's gonna get you through it. So
yeah,
if I can do it, if Kevin can do it, you can do it. You guys were here. Drop a comment, anything you guys might have a question, any way we can help. Yeah, we got nothing but love for you guys. So with that, you guys be blessed. Take it easy. Hang loose.
Stay blessed, guys.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Peace.
Peace.